Hi beauties, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to demo a makeup brush that I just recently purchased that happens to be the most expensive makeup brush sold at Sephora. Yes, I had a moment of weakness. If you want to find out more about this brush and also watch to see if it's worth the coins, then just continue to watch. I don't know if I'm even be able to tell you whether it's worth the coins in this one video. Really don't know. We'll see. Before we get started, let me go ahead and say that because of this pandemic and all of the shops being closed, I was unable to get my nails done, of course, so they're busted. I'm having a little bit of a lazy day as well, so I don't have all of my lighting, and I just felt like doing something different. You know, I keep switching it up. Every video is different, just to keep taking it back. I have on my base, and I did put a little bit of powder, just a small amount, right underneath my eye to reduce the chances that I'd have a lot of creasing, but that's all the powder that I have on. I have already opened the brush, guys. I couldn't wait this time. The brush that I'm going to talk about is made by the company SURRATT. This is the Artisque Face Brush. This brush retails for $250. One makeup brush. Last year in the springtime, I purchased my Sonia G eye set. I haven't purchased any additional natural hair, more expensive brushes since my Sonia G purchase last spring. I don't know if it's a feeling I get in the spring that I want to buy brushes, but I was in the mood to purchase some additional makeup brushes that are more high-end. You guys know that I do get a Sephora discount. I'm not going to be working at Sephora anymore right now, and I knew my discount was getting ready to expire. So I went crazy and bought a lot of stuff. I wanted to re-up on items that I needed, but I also wanted to take this time to buy things that are more collector's items. Those special items that without the discount, I would probably never purchase. So this brush by SURRATT falls in that category. So I decided to go for it. I had been admiring it for a while, and I decided to go for it. So let's take a look at it. This is the box that it came in. It's a matte black box, and it does say SURRATT on it. And you slide the lid off like this. Inside is the brush. And this is how it came. And I've already opened it and used it. But this is what the brush looks like. Don't look at my busted nails. This is what it looked like initially. This piece comes out, and you just slide the brush out. There is held by a little piece of elastic there. This is a nice case that I'll be able to use to store the brush if I choose to. And this is the brush. Voila. Just to give you guys a closer look at the brush. Notice that it does have SURRATT written here. And it is also an ombre color. In my lighting, it looks sort of blue. You'll see there, it looks sort of blue to black. But really, in other lighting, it looks purple. No, it still looks green there. So I think it may be different colors depending on the angle and the lighting, because I've looked at it and it looks purple. This brush is a fluffy, natural-haired face brush for effortlessly diffusing powder products. This face brush easily distributes and blends powder products, bronzers, blushes, highlighters, setting powder with whisper soft strokes. SURRATT Beauty is committed to the Japanese philosophy of monozukuri. Each high-quality brush is crafted from hand-tied natural fibers by a skilled artisan. During the first few uses, you may see some shedding of the hair, but I actually haven't seen anything yet like that. Use a gentle shampoo at least once a month when washing this brush. Reshape the natural hairs and lay flat on a towel to dry. And I think I went to the Beautylish site, or I saw somewhere else, to dry it so that the water runs away from the wooden handle. It's sort of a round shape here. This brush is made of gray squirrel hair. You know that squirrel hair is very, very soft. let's start powdering. I'm ready to get some products on my face. I want to show you guys something too. Before I put too much powder on my face, I did something the other day with the brush, and it was kind of an accident. I took this powder puff and I was trying to put my La Mer powder on, and I put way too much powder on. So I'm gonna stamp some powder here, and I'm gonna stamp some powder there, okay? And I just wanted to show you what I saw was that this is so soft. It was able to blend this out, but it took a lot longer, so it doesn't really move product. So let's see here. See how when I start blending, see how it doesn't really go anywhere? You will have to sit here and blend, blend, blend for quite some time to blend in a mistake like that, which just shows me that if I were applying other products, that it's just not going to move the products underneath. Whatever's underneath is pretty much going to stay in place, because when you do this, it took a lot of buffing just now to get that to disappear. But if I were using a goat-haired brush that is a little more coarse in texture, and I start buffing like this one, it went away very quickly, much faster than if I use the squirrel hair. Okay, so I'm gonna just, I'm making a mess. I'm going to put a little more of my La Mer into the cap here. And let's just see how shiny I am here. And I'm just gonna buff in this powder with this brush. But I was kind of amazed by that. I was like, wow, it took a lot more buffing to get that powder to move. So I like that. It's much more gentle. It doesn't move the makeup around that much. So that's pretty, isn't it? Even though I have on the La Mer has a little bit of sparkle. So I'm gonna put a little of my Laura Mercier right here so that I don't have so much shine right here. This is an experience, guys. Let me try something. I'm gonna experiment. Some of this I have not done. I'm gonna go in with a little of my Sephora Micro Smooth Powder. And I just wanna put a little here because this powder, for some reason, it really helps my highlighter look very pretty. Now I want to experiment with something. I want to see how this would buff out contour, but I don't want to place the contour on my face with it. I want to put it on, and I just want to see how it would buff it out. So I'm going to take a little contour brush here that I have from Sephora, but I'm going to put a pretty strong line here. Put a little on my forehead too. Just go a little overboard. I'm going heavy intentionally. This color of contour has more of a red undertone, so that's why you see so much red here. So let's see how it would buff this out. I like that. So then if I had too much here, you see how it just softens it? Oh yeah, I like it. I'm just carrying it over. Let's see what happens. All right, we're just gonna go ahead and finish this up. Just want to see the versatility of this. I feel like I have a little bit more on the other side. Very good. I'm liking this a lot. I like it. Okay, let's try bronzer. Let me add a little bit of lip gloss, guys. That's my Dior Maximizer. So let's go in with my Becca Ipanema Sun. This is the Sunlit Bronzer in the shade Ipanema Sun. I bet I hit pan on this soon. But it picks up a nice amount here. Let's see how it bronzes. Oh yeah. And the bronzer is adding a nice glow here. It's a sunlit bronzer. Oh, I love this. Notice how it just like keeps you from having harsh lines. I think that that's one of the benefits of a brush like this, is that it's gonna get rid of harsh lines. Like I'm still just dipping in a little bit and going in. I'm just gonna make sure that it's blending in with my neck here. No harsh lines here either. So that was this bronzer. I like it so far. Let's also try blush. Why not? This is NARS in Orgasm X. And as you can tell, it's very pigmented, which was one of the reasons why I wanted to try this one. Because I wanted to see how will it work with a very pigmented blush. So let's see. Ooh. Notice how much I'm like packing it on, and it's just sort of blending in with my bronzer and the contour. Even though I'm putting on quite a bit. With a different type of brush, it would be much more bold. I'll put a little more on this side. Yes. I'll wipe a little bit of that color off, and as I'm buffing, even though I'm buffing on paper towel, not much color is coming off, so it doesn't stay in the brush because I just want to buff this out a little more. Oh gosh, I like this. So I think this is really good for people who may have a tendency to go overboard. Even though this is like a face brush, I'm not going to use my cream products here, but I want to try some of these powder products, the powder highlights with this brush, even though it's sort of a face brush. Let's try this diamond powder. It's kind of got a lot of sparkles in it, and I'm just curious to see how much control. Do you guys see that? Oh, yes. Oh, I like this. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's try Glow Extreme. It's highlighter. This is not a highlighter brush, but I'm just curious. How does it apply highlighter? I'm curious. Could I do my whole face with one brush like this? Practically? I need to contour my nose too. So I'm gonna go back and do that. So definitely not necessarily the best way to put it on your nose here, but it will do it. Okay, and definitely I know I can't do my Cupid's bow. Well, a little bit. This is what we got with this one brush. So I'm just gonna clean everything up and then I will be back to talk about my first impressions of this brush. I just sprayed setting spray on my face, and I'm bringing this up because it dripped. This is the Lancome Fix It Plus Forget It setting spray, and the reason I haven't used that much of it is because it drips and spits and the nozzle is terrible. And I can't believe it. I can't believe that Lancome can't do better than that. But this was the one that I could put my hands on because I forgot to bring my setting spray over here. And I tell you all this to say that some of it dripped right here, and I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but I took this brush after it did that because it left this ugly mark. I was like, really? And I just started buffing it a little and it took a lot of it away. I'm gonna tap into my blush a little bit and just go back over that. Make sure my paper towel here and just buff it out here a little too, because I did kind of carve out my contour, but I don't want it to be too dramatic there. I have a little powder here. If I felt like it was too much blush or something, I think you could just do this. And look at how it just subtly took away some of that blush. Okay, so I'm back. I also went back and kind of contoured my nose a little bit and touched up some more, but this is where we are. Oh my gosh, guys. Do you need a $250 brush in your life? Not necessarily. But if you like makeup brushes and you love makeup, if you want to add a piece like this to your collection, absolutely, I approve. It's Savvy approved. I got 30% off with my discount. One of the reasons I wanted to film this video right now is because the VIB sale is coming up. You can receive 10 to 20% off of your purchase depending on your Beauty Insider status. I think that times like that is when it's a good idea to purchase something like this. I love the design of the brush. I love the ombre handle with SURRATT. I enjoyed the box, the packaging that it came in, and I like the versatility of the brush. It's such an experience. It's an experience for your skin. If you have sensitive skin and goat-haired brushes and some synthetic brushes are too harsh for you, then you would like gray-haired squirrel or any type of squirrel brush because it is going to be much softer. I liked how softly it buffed out the blush and the contour. It just worked a lot of magic. I was able to put on highlighter. Like, I think that you could apply your highlighter in a much more natural way and not have this like streak on your cheek. If you use this brush, you really could apply just about everything, all of your face products with this, with the exception of liquids. It applied this beautifully. It applied my powders beautifully. It applied my La Mer powder. The one thing I didn't really try it with was like my Lancome powder here. I didn't try it to see how it would apply that, even though I have on setting spray. Let's see. Let's see how it applies that powder. Because you guys know this powder has more of a glow. And I was curious to see how it would apply it. And look how I'm applying this on top of highlighter. And my highlighter is not moving. Nothing's moving underneath this brush. Everything else stayed the same. But this is what the Lancome powder now looks like after setting spray and everything. This is an experience, and I think that this one is not too soft. Like, some squirrel-haired brushes are super soft to the point where you don't get much movement of product at all. I was still able to apply the product, buff it out. I was still able to do those things. It's not too soft and it's not too harsh. It's just perfect. If you do want more bold application, then goat haired is the way to go. But so far, I'm loving the brush. Quality, quality, quality. I feel super special when I have a brush that I know was put together by hand. My understanding is that when you have a brush that is handmade, that they don't cut the hair, they lay the hairs down in a way to create this shape, that they don't cut it in this shape. So then you're not going to have the harshness when you're using this brush that you would if the hairs had been cut. Loving that. SURRATT Artisque Face Brush. So even though this brush was $250 with my 30% off, and it is quite expensive, I am happy that I purchased the brush. This is not something I plan to do all the time, and I wouldn't suggest or recommend that you guys go out here and do it either. If this is not in your budget, don't feel like you have to go out here and spend that kind of money on a brush. But I just wanted to share it with you in case there was anyone who was curious about the brush. And again, this is not my norm to spend this kind of money on an item like this, but I just felt like doing it right now. I just did. And I don't regret it at all. You only live once. So I hope that you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below and I will respond. And if you've not already subscribed to my channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button before you leave. So I'll be seeing you guys again very soon in my next video. So until the next time we meet again, this is Savvy signing out.